Hello, is it okay? Should we start? Okay. Good afternoon, friends. You must be wondering whenever I popped up here, there must be something wrong in Manipur whenever I came here. It's very unfortunate. All of we are aware, you are also aware, I suppose, for the last 3 years, Manipur has been burning. And I have been saying, so is many people, including our party leaders, have been saying that the government of India is treating whatever happens in Manipur as if it is in a foreign country, as if it is not part of the country. The Prime Minister did not have time to visit. In 3 years, he could make 1 hour stopover in Imphal to inaugurate some projects and so on. That callous attitude towards the suffering of the people of this state continues this month as well. There are a series of unfortunate incidents, again happened, violent incident, telling us that the situation has not changed over the last 3 years. I'm sure that although these were not covered, unfortunately, by our national media adequately as we would have loved to. On 7th of this month, April, you're all aware that a projectile, an RPG attack, reportedly it was an RPG, happened in a village in Trong Laubi in Vishnupur district of Manipur. It's a heartbreaking incident. Even I couldn't see the video and I don't want to see it still. When I see glimpses of that, it hurts me so bad. You must have seen now that this mother and 2 young children, one is a 5-year-old boy, and his younger sister, which is a 5-month-old baby. They were peacefully sleeping, and then that attack happened and exploded, unfortunately, in that bedroom itself. And the 2 children died. Some of you must have seen it. When the mother came to her senses, she was struggling for her life in hospital. Frankly, I couldn't see the entire video because it hurts. Imagine a mother getting to her senses in hospital bed and come to know that your children are no more. And she was breaking, I get goosebumps. She said, before they went to sleep, the young boy, 5 years old, said, "Mama, I love you." That's what she was recollecting it. The younger daughter was supposed to have a Churakaran ceremony. No, it's not Churakaran, I don't know what you call it, the solid food का एक रिचुअल होता है बच्चे का. तो 5 महीने का लड़की है, वो 2-3 दिन में होने वाला था. उसका पिताजी जो है BSF में सिपाही है. He is posted in Bihar. His mother is also on a leave. She works as a nurse in a hospital in Guwahati, in our neighboring state of Assam. And that tragic incident is a reminder that we have lost so many people's life, precious life, over the last 3 years, including, this is not the first time you have an infant. We have instances of this before as well, including those who were slaughtered in captivity in a cold-blooded manner. It's not even a mob violence. We have seen children being killed in the mob violence when ambulances were burned down and so on. And some were very brutal in cold-blooded. Infants were also slaughtered after taking them into hostage. And this violence on 7th of April is a reminder that the situation is not under control. It is a pretension, it will be a dishonest pretension if one thinks that the violence has come down in Manipur. The society and polity is still divided. And strange it seems, the government of India decides to create buffer zones without admitting it legally. Yeah, I have tried to visit those places. As an MP, I can't visit my own constituencies because the security forces stop me. And there is no standing legal order. It is illegal and unconstitutional. They impose it, including a member of parliament like me. They are separating people, this has never happened. You must be aware that when we go on a peacekeeping mission in foreign countries, it is perfectly a legitimate strategy to separate the warring groups. But when you do in your own country, it is unacceptable. For one reason, you are supposed to enable people to exercise their freedom given in the Constitution, to go to your homes, to get access to public facilities like airports, highways, and educational institutions. You have a responsibility to ensure that people get access to these fundamental rights, that every citizen should have it. But if you're stopping people from going there, then quite obviously you are not doing your duty of ensuring that people get access to their homes, highways, hospitals, and airports. And it's strange why they are doing this. And this 7th April incident happened in the so-called buffer zone areas inside. It still happens. There are army deployment units are there. There are Central Armed Police, CRPF's location is also there. And what we came to know later on is that after the blast, which happened around 1 to 1:30 in the night, early in the morning on 7th, and police station, the officers didn't come there. It's barely 4 or 5 kilometers away from the police station. They didn't arrive. There's a CRPF detachment there, which is barely kilometers away from the spot. They didn't come. I was told that the first respondent were Indian Army unit who came to the site, and that too after 3 or 4 hours of the incident. You can see the callous nature of the response of the security establishment in the failure on the part of the administration. They didn't go and rush and cordon off the area. It was the villagers themselves who shifted those injured and those children to hospital, and which have led to a mistrust, as it reinforces a prevailing mistrust of the security forces. And next day, early in the morning, agitated people who suspected that despite your presence, how come that this has happened? This has done before. I visited another place where you have security establishment, central security forces, and still bomb blasts happen. People got injured. I tried to go inside. They stopped me again. And surprisingly, that moment, this is in a place, again in Bishnupur district, called Nganu Khong. I talked to the officer in charge of the police. He can't even go to that place. Can you believe it? A police officer under Indian Constitution can't even visit it. He was stopped by the, this unconstitutional restriction being imposed. Even the police was not allowed there. So this has been happening. So agitated people, this mob went to the CRPF station. It's just barely 1 kilometer, as I told you, because they said, despite your presence, how come this has happened? You have allowed it, you are involved. That kind of a suspicion people have it. And instead of dealing with a law and order situation, your standard operation procedures, that SOP of dealing with crowd, I don't know whether they have placed in the order. There was no lathi charge, there was no blank fire, there was a straight light bullets, and 3 people were killed again. And from that onwards, things continues. You must check it. Internet is banned now. Massive protests and crackdown on civilian again. Brutal forces being used in a peaceful rallies. Ambulances were stopped, and very rude manner in which those people who have been called out. Disturbing images are there by Central Security Forces. ambulance driver and assistants were beaten up. I mean, including Red Cross Society's ambulance. You know that in international standard, Red Cross Society's ambulance is not touched even during wartime. But in Manipur, you see the video and how our security forces behave. And I think it is complete abdication of responsibility by the government of India and their surrogate government in Manipur to take that political will and responsibility. Otherwise, our armed forces and our officers are quite capable of dealing it with any crisis judiciously and with efficiency and effectiveness that they are trained for. And I think the morale as well as the conduct of our armed forces, security forces, central security forces including, have been disturbingly and unfortunately get eroded in the manner in which they have responded to the situation. It's very unfortunate. Now what happened is, as this violence go on, the sphere of conflict gets expanded. Within 2 days after this incident on 7 April, so far you've been talking about Kuki, Meitei. Now it has become Kuki and Tangkhul again, one of the largest tribes which comes under the conglomerates of Naga groups. It's okay again, you can call it now Kuki Naga. So Kuki Meitei, then Kuki Naga. So this sphere has been expanded. Houses were burned down, same thing that 2023 May incident. This time it's not Meitei, it's Tangkhul houses were burned down. And people can't travel now. Imphal to Ukhrul Road is not as free, civilians can't go. And it came to such an extent on 18, I think it's yesterday, or day before yesterday. There was an ambush on a civilian and 2 Tangkhuls were killed. And there's, what should we say, complete collapse of law and order. Now in the meantime, the government has given the case to NIA, that the children's case, and NIA has detained 5 Kuki militants belonging to UKNA, which is not under the SU, suspension of operation. They have detained NIA. The fact that the case is being dealt by NIA, as you know that the scheduled offense is more to do with national security and terrorism. So they said that they have detained suspected for some Kuki militants belonging to an armed group, Kuki groups called UKNA. That incident, just as they announced that they have detained this Kuki militant suspected involving in the killing of those 2 children, this ambush happened, which is again reportedly committed by suspected Kuki armed groups. So that the sphere of conflict has expanded again. And in the meantime, our Prime Minister still makes no comment. The Home Minister has not made any statement. Instead, they are busy to surreptitiously push a bill in the name of women reservation to perpetuate what they think, they will rule this country for all times to come. That is a dictatorial kind of a shift. You remember that I think that opposition had successfully fought back what could have been otherwise the beginning of the end of the Indian Republic. The way they were trying to push this delimitation to secure their rule in this country. They didn't realize that for own electoral gain, they don't realize that South and North can divide. Just as in Italy, you have seen the division between South and North. On economic and socio-economic dimension, we already seen that split. They were trying to split it politically again, marginalize states like Manipur and the northeastern states, just put up this facade of women's bill. You are all aware of that. We have fought back, and opposition have stopped what could have been the beginning of the end of the Indian Republic. And they were so busy with this nonsense, and they don't have this sense of responsibility to the country. And their negligence of Manipur is a reminder of same attitude. We haven't heard the Home Minister making any statement. Prime Minister is not making any statement. He is busy scheming these things. So this is some of these developments. I just wanted to brief press fraternity in the so-called mainstream. There's the local newspapers and regional newspaper in Northeast covers them, and I request you so that the conscience of the nation must be awakened despite the government's attempt to silence these tragedies. And I think you must also look at it. I don't know whether this has been reported. Our party, Pradesh Congress Committee, has submitted a charter of demand to the Prime Minister on this incident, and I shall give you